Hello friends, welcome to yet another video on costing topic at Finance MCQ channel. Friends, this technical syllabus is very much important for your SEBI Grade A officer exam as it covers 100 marks in phase 1 and has 2/3 weightage in the phase 2 of your SEBI Grade A officer exam. So let's begin. So friends, in the coming lectures we will see the classification of cost on the basis of nature, then on the basis of functions, behavior, on the basis of controllability, normality, and on the basis of use for decision making. So let's start one by one. So first, if we see the classification of cost on the basis of nature, we can bifurcate it majorly in three categories. So first is on the basis of material cost, then on the basis of labor cost, and third on the basis of other expenses. Friends, this material cost may be either direct or indirect. Similarly, the other two cost components may also be either direct or indirect. Other expenses can also be bifurcated into direct and indirect. So friends, all these indirect expenses can be categorized and known as overheads. And friends, these overheads can be distributed into three parts. First is production overheads. Second is administration overheads, and the last is selling and distribution overheads. And friends, remember that these direct material cost, direct labor cost, and these other expenses direct cost can be clubbed and called prime cost. So let's see all these components in detail. So the first is direct materials. So friends, these are materials which can easily be identified with a unit of production. For example, direct material for a baker include flours, eggs, yeast, sugar, oil, and water. And if we take some more example, it will be cotton used in textile mill, timber used in furniture making, etc. Now let's move on. Next was direct labor. Friends, direct labor is production or services labor that is assigned to a specific product, cost center, or work order. So friends, here wages can be conveniently identified with a particular product or job. Example would be baker, shoemaker, carpenter, tailor, or if we take an example of a transport agency, the wages paid to the bus driver and conductor allotted to a specific bus will be direct labor. And then is direct expenses. Friends, direct expenses includes all types other than direct material and direct labor which are incurred specifically for a particular product or process. For example, would include cost of patents and patents, royalties, engineer fees, higher charges of some special machinery, etc. Moving on, let's go through indirect material. Friends, indirect materials which cannot be allocated but which can be apportioned to or absorbed by cost centers or cost units. These are minor in importance, such as small or relatively inexpensive items such as pins, screws, nut bolts, etc. But sometimes, even if some materials go directly into the products but treated as indirect because it is used in small quantities. Example, nails in shoemaking, thread in textile company, glue in binding company. Other is indirect labor. Friends, indirect labor is not directly engaged in the production operations but only help or assist in production operations. Example would be, in case of the same example of transport agency, wages of supervisor of the bus depot will be indirect. Other examples include wages paid to foremen, clerical staff, maintenance workers, etc. Moving on, indirect expenses. Friends, indirect expenses includes all indirect cost other than indirect material and indirect labor cost are termed as indirect expenses and are not charged directly to production. So examples here would be rents, rates and taxes, salary of general manager, telephone expenses, power, fuel, etc. Moving on, let's now discuss about overheads. So first is works overhead. Friends, this is also called as factory overheads, production overheads, manufacturing overheads, and these are overheads which are concerned with the production function. And friends, it includes indirect material, indirect wages and indirect expenses in producing goods or services. Friends, here example would include depreciation of plant and machinery, insurance charges and repairs on plant and machinery, power consumption, wages of indirect workers, etc. Next is administration overheads. It is also called as office overheads or establishment overheads or management overheads. And friends, these are indirect expenditure incurred in general administration functions like formulating policies, planning and controlling function, directing and motivating function. And friends, the other overhead like selling overhead, which is the cost of promoting sales and retaining customers. Here example would include example of will like salaries of the sales manager and sales staff, advertising charges, packing charges, free catalogs, pamphlets, etc. Next was distribution overheads. Friends, these are expenses incurred in moving the goods from the company's godown to the customer's premises. So it begins with the making the packed product available for dispatch and ends with making the reconditioned returned empty package, if any, available for reuse. Here example would include, friends, warehouse rent and insurance, salaries of warehouse keeper, then insurance of goods in transit, loading expenses, etc. So since we have seen all the overheads, let's do one small exercise. Let's classify the following into various categories of overhead cost, and these are workshop insurance, B is carriage outward, C is bad debts, and D is printing and stationery, and last is consumable store. So we have to classify them into various overhead cost categories which we have just seen. So first is workshop insurance. So friends, workshop insurance will come under factory or works overheads. Friends, carriage outward will be distribution overheads. Bad debts will be selling overheads. And any guesses for printing and stationery? Yes, this will be administration overheads. And consumable store, this will be again works or factory overheads. Okay, so now we are done with our overhead cost. So let's move on. Next we will see the classification of cost on the basis of function. So friends, here it can be divided into 5 parts. So first is prime cost. Next is factory or works cost. Third is cost of production. Fourth is cost of goods sold. And last one is cost of sales. Now friends, let's see in the next slide how these values for all these costs are calculated. So first we have to add direct materials to direct labor and direct expenses. We will get prime cost. And in prime cost, if we add factory overheads, we will get factory or works cost. And friends, here if we add administrative overheads, we will get cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. So friends, in cost of goods sold if we add selling and distribution overheads, we will get cost of sales. I hope by seeing this calculation your concept on the classification of cost on the basis of functions will be clear. So let's move on. Next we will see classification on the basis of behavior. Friends, here it can be divided into three parts. First is fixed cost, next is variable cost, and the last one is semi-variable cost. So let's go and see all these costs one by one. So first one what we have seen is fixed cost. So friends, fixed cost is the cost which remains same in total amount and do not increase or decrease with change in volume of production. Examples of fixed cost will be rents, rates, taxes, insurance of factory buildings, office staff salaries, municipal taxes, etc. Next cost component was variable cost. So friends, variable costs are those costs which in aggregate tends to vary in direct proportion to the changes in volume of production. Here example will be direct material cost, direct labor cost, direct expenses, repairs, commission of salesmen, etc. And the last one was semi-variable cost. So friends, semi-variable costs are those costs which contains for both fixed and variable elements, which is therefore partly affected by fluctuations in the volume of production. For example, if there is an additional shift in the factory, it will require additional supervisors and certain cost will increase in lump sum. If we take one more example of telephone charges, where there is a minimum rent and after some specified number of calls, the charges are according to the number of calls made. So we can say that there is no fixed pattern for behavior of semi-variable cost. Now let's see how these costs will appear in a graph. So first one was fixed cost. So friends, on the x-axis it is cost and y-axis it is volume of production. As we have seen that fixed cost remains same irrespective of the level of production. So if we plot fixed cost per unit, it will be decreasing as and when the volume of production increases. So this is total fixed cost and this is fixed cost per unit. Now let's plot variable cost in a graph and see how it behaves. So here again x-axis is the cost and y-axis is the volume of production. So with each increase in volume of production, variable cost will increase. So friends, remember that per unit variable cost will remain same throughout the volume of production. So this is total variable cost and this is variable cost per unit. Now let's plot semi-variable cost in the graph. Here again cost is on the x-axis while volume of production is on the y-axis. So as we have seen that friends, there is no fixed pattern of behavior of semi-variable cost. So it will be in a haphazard manner, like for sometimes it will remain constant, again it will increase, then it will remain constant, again it will increase. So there is no fixed pattern for semi-variable cost. So I hope that this concept of fixed cost, variable cost and semi-variable cost is clear by this explanation. Moving on. So friends, in today's lecture we have seen classification of cost on the basis of nature, then we have seen classification of cost on the basis of function, and finally we have seen the classification of cost on the basis of behavior. So friends, for more practice of this topic in MCQ format, please visit financemcq.in, where we are presenting the entire SEBI Grade A exam technical syllabus in MCQ format. We are presenting 2000 plus subject wise, topic wise MCQ questions to practice. Plus we have added explanation for correct answers wherever required for conceptual clarity. Apart from these friends, we are presenting 25 national level test series for more and more practice. So please do visit financemcq.in and practice well for your technical syllabus. So that's all friends. See you all tomorrow with some more insight on this topic. Till then, thank you very much for watching. Take care and goodbye.